grandson of Moses. Well, we're near the end of the book of Judges. We just have two more events to deal with, one right here about the Danites and the other one about the Benjaminites. No one really knows why these two stories are put here, except the fact that they happened during the time of the Judges. But Ruth also happened during the time of Judges, and it is separated out. This event here about the Danites has a little bit of, you kind of understand it some, because Joshua, in the book of Joshua, it refers to this event, to how the Danites went north and took over some land, but it doesn't give a lot of details. So possibly the writers of Judges here felt like they're going to fill in the details of exactly what happened. But again, no one really knows when this happened. Most people agree that it happened near the beginning of the book of Judges. Some even hold that it happened while Joshua was still alive. I hold with those who say that it happened after the death of Joshua, but while certain leaders that served under him were still alive. That would make more sense. The idols that Micah made here, Jewish tradition holds that these weren't really idols, or at least he didn't intend for them to be idols. More than likely, he was making a miniature tabernacle. So these silver items would be like the altar and the mercy seat and all the various other parts. He wasn't trying to replace the tabernacle in Shiloh, and he would still go there to worship, but it was like his own private chapel where he could serve God. Still was wrong. He wasn't supposed to do it, but that's what it's all. Now it talks about there was no king, and everyone did what was right in his own eyes, and most people read into that meant it was a time of evil. Not necessarily. What it's saying is, there's no central government dictating that he do right or that he do wrong, that he did what was right in his own eyes. Now, it's true that opens up the door for doing evil, not that the kings kept you from doing evil. They also did evil. And don't forget that this is exactly like it was during Abraham's time. There was no central government. There was no king. Abraham was the authority. He did what was right in his own eyes. So it's best not to read too much into that statement. The young man from Bethlehem was a Levite. Now, Levites weren't given land. There was no inheritance as far as land was concerned. They were to serve among all of the tribes and help them in their service towards God. So this young man leaves Bethlehem, finding where is he going to settle. And as far as materialistically involved, he found it's a pretty good place. I mean, he was given his room and his board, he was given his clothes, and he was given a nice salary in it as well. This was, as far as material things are concerned, this was a good deal for him. Now, the Danites. When we dealt with Samson, we talked about this situation. The inheritance that was given to Dan, the tribe of Dan, was the Zerach Valley on the green side of the mountains. It was a beautiful valley and had a lot of potential, except it was a place of conflict. The enemy often was pushing up the valley, and the tribe was pushing down the valley, and it was always going to be a place of conflict. Where, if they went north, and up there's this little people group that live in this beautiful area. And this little people group, they were actually from Sidon, like in Tyre and Sidon, but they were a long ways away. They were an outpost, and there was not help available. And they could take that over. There was plenty of water. It was beautiful agriculture. It was what would be considered easy compared to hard down south. So they chose easy and went north. It is a beautiful area. It's not the first time it's mentioned. Abraham, when the kings came down from the north and attacked Sodom, and they took all of the possessions of Sodom, including Lot, and head back home. Abraham takes his army and chases after them, and it says he comes into this very area right here. In fact, when we take people to this area, they have the gates that were there when Abraham was there. They're earthen gates, and so they've now covered them up with a tarp so that it'll protect them from eroding anymore. We don't know that Abraham actually walked through those gates, but at least they were there when Abraham visited. It's a beautiful area, and it's also an area of idolatry. Well, the Danites come and they have their own idols. Now, that might have been a miniature of the tabernacle, but they used it for worship. And then after them, Jeroboam comes to this area. When he sets up his 2 golden calves, one of them is right here in Dan. In fact, when we take people to Israel and we go to this spot, it's still there. You can actually see the exact location where the golden calf was set up. It's just amazing to go there and actually see the exact space where that golden calf was. But the Greeks and the Romans went near here, a place called Caesarea Philippi, and they set up their idols. Matter of fact, to their god Pan. There's a whole area. It's interesting that just like Elijah went to the home base of Baal to declare that God is God, Jesus goes to this place of idolatry, Caesarea Philippi, all of the idolatry, the idols, everything, paganism, and he chose that spot for his disciples to declare that he was the Messiah, the Son of the living God. So come back when we give you more insights on the story.